Good morning. My name is Libbi Hatfield, and I am here to share just a little bit of my life story with you. Part of what makes it unique is that up to date, I have had 23 surgeries in my life. I live with daily pain, which has really changed the person that I am. I tell people sometimes I feel like I'm a shadow of the woman I used to be. It has made me unable to do a lot of the things that I want to do in my life. There are so many ways I've wanted to serve and give, and I have been hindered by just daily physical pain. This past November, I was in a very, very dark place. I had 3 surgeries in 2020. One of them was a back fusion. Over time, I healed beautifully, but about a year after the surgery, things started going downhill again. It took a really, really long time to figure out what was wrong. I went through almost 2 years of injections and lots of other tests that were incredibly painful, trying to figure out what was wrong. It was just a horrible time. We were not in church at that time. Between COVID, lots of surgeries, and losing the ability to sit, we had been doing church at home online for quite some time. Come November, a friend of mine told me about a Blue Christmas service. I had never heard of anything like that. So my husband and I came to your church the Sunday before that service just to visit and see how we felt about it. We really enjoyed being in your congregation. We felt like it is a beautiful combination of old and new, historical, modern, so much strength, but a lot of softness too. We just really felt like people saw us and cared about us. From the time we got here, I was the lady standing in the back corner of the church. That's where I was every Sunday. And it's very, very hard. It's very isolating. It's just not an easy way to live your life. So in this time, a friend of mine connected me with somebody she knew who was a PA for one of the top spine surgeons in the country. It just so happens he now lives in Weaverville. I spent 4 hours with him and his wife, and he said, "I think I know what's wrong with you." So I went back to my physician at Duke and explained what this guy said, and he said, "You have about between a 1% and a 5% chance of this working." What the PA had proposed was going back into my spine and taking out all of the screws and the metal plates. So on February 20th, my doctor at Duke took the hardware out. And on March the 5th, I sat in your church for the first time in over 2 years. I had not been able to sit at all. So, we have gone from having to stand up if we went out to eat, to standing up in church, to just having a very small, isolated, and lonely life. I have had people pray for me that I don't even know. I have not experienced this outpouring of love from people who are actually not going to church, but being the church and being the hands and feet of Jesus in a very, very long time. And I've even been gifted an incredibly beautiful quilt, which is very, very humbling. If I had a verse to describe what my past few years have been like, it would be Psalm 22:14. "I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint." I have not been able to live the life I wish that I could have. And I know that, the Bible says in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. That's Proverbs 16:9. This has definitely affected my relationship with others, and it's affected my relationship with God. With Pastor Karen praying for me, people that I don't even know from this church praying for me, I feel like the line of a song that I love that says, "You sang my spirit back to life." And I feel like in this place, I am slowly, step by step, coming back to life. I know I have more surgeries to come, and I'm not looking forward to them. But I no longer feel alone. I no longer feel like God is so very far away and that He is not listening. my comeback is not just a comeback because this surgery was an absolute amazing success and the things that I can now do that I couldn't do before the surgery. My story is also a comeback from not wanting to go to church, not being in church for a long time because I felt like nobody saw us and we really didn't feel loved. And it was just a really deep, deep struggle in my relationship with God. I will leave you with this. One of my favorite verses from the Bible that I don't hear very often is from Job 14, verses 7 through 9. At least there is hope for a tree. If it is cut down, it will sprout again. Its new shoots will not fail. Its roots may grow old in the ground, and its stump die in the soil. Yet at the scent of water, it will bud and put forth shoots like a plant. And that is what I feel like is happening to me and my husband since we have arrived at First United Methodist Church. We are thrilled to be here. I'm Libbi Hatfield, and this is my comeback story.